What's going on, fragrance family? This is Tyler with Simply Fragrances, and today I'm bringing in my top niche fragrances for the spring of 2023. So if you want to see what I picked, let's go ahead and get into it. Hi guys, welcome back. Like I said, my name is Tyler. This is my channel, Simply Fragrances, where we talk everything fragrance related. If this is your first time, welcome. We are now family. Be sure and hit that red subscribe button. I would really appreciate that. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for the love and support you've shown this channel. So, like I said, guys, I'm going to be giving my top niche fragrances for the spring of 2023. I don't know if it's going to be top 5, top 10, top 7, but these are going to be my top niche fragrances for the spring. So, really excited. I got some really good picks. Let's go ahead and get into the first fragrance. All right, guys, so starting out the list, very strong in my personal opinion. Absolutely love this stuff, guys. Coming from the house of Argos, this is Danae. This stuff is absolutely phenomenal, guys. What a gem dandy of a fragrance this is, guys. This is worth every single penny, guys. This made a fragrance video entitled that, Fragrance is Worth Every Penny. And guys, in my opinion, this is definitely worth it. This is so perfect for the springtime. You get this, freshness in the opening. There's a Sicilian lemon note in there, so it's not tropical, citrus, but you do get a fresh kind of a citrus in the opening, and then you get this beautiful, creamy, woody facet, and in the mid into the dry down as well. But the mid, it really starts to open up and get this kind of creamy, woody facet, and there's a bit of a tobacco note in here, guys. This is just absolutely phenomenal, perfect for the springtime. This is going to be a showstopper, guys. This will turn heads. I mean, obviously, I can't guarantee compliments, but this has a compliment factor to it, guys. Absolutely amazing stuff. If you haven't got your nose on this, definitely recommend it. Get you a sample pack. Go to Argos, their link is in the description, and then use the code SimplyFrag10 to save yourself 10% off of your next purchase, guys. Definitely recommend this, guys. Argos Danae had to make the list. All right, guys, so the next fragrance on the list, this is a very opulent, elegant, sophisticated fragrance, but it just works so well in the spring. There's something about it. There's a green facet to it that it just makes you think of the springtime, guys. What am I talking about? Coming from the house of Roja, guys, this is going to be a midsummer's dream, and I gotta say, guys, this is a dream of a fragrance. Absolutely an amazing fragrance, guys. Very green, herbaceous. There's some powdery nuances behind. There's some aldehydic notes, so it kind of has this, gentleman kind of old school quality behind it, but very opulent, guys. This is so decadent. This is an amazing fragrance, guys, for the springtime. It's not going to be like a room filler by any means, but you are going to push out a little bit for the first hour to hour and a half, and then it does kind of sit a little bit closer to the skin. But this is a fragrance that, it deserves to be discovered, not just announced. This is something that you wear to go into like a formal dinner or, to some sort of event where you're dressed up. This does call for, in my opinion, a bit of a dressed up occasion, but it just screams spring, in my opinion, guys. This is Roja's, and this is a midsummer's dream. So the next fragrance on the list, guys, this is one of my all-time personal favorite fragrances. Absolutely love this. This makes, I think, almost every single one of, if not every single one of my niche spring videos, because it invokes spring, guys. What am I talking about, guys? Coming from the house of Bond number 9, guys, this is Bleaker Street, and this is such a gorgeous fragrance, guys. This is, I don't want to say gourmand-like, guys, but this is borderline gourmand with the cinnamon and the vanilla and the nutmeg that you get in here, guys. This is an absolute dream of a fragrance. So what do you get off this, guys? There's a bit of a freshness, very green, fresh cut grass type of vibe to it, but you get this blueberry note in here that kind of gives it this depth and this richness. People often talk about the fresher side of this and, the greener aspects, but this is kind of a deeper fragrance, guys. Very woody, in my opinion, with I believe there's cashmere wood in here. If not, there is some sort of woody facet to it, but just an overall delicate, amazing fragrance, guys. Very unisex, doesn't really lean masculine or feminine, in my opinion. It really does kind of ride that line. Absolutely gorgeous, beautiful springtime fragrance, guys. It just makes you think of beautiful, bright spring days, guys. Birds are chirping, blue skies, the sun's out. It's a happy day. This is a happy fragrance, guys. Absolutely amazing. From the house of Bond number 9, Bleaker Street. All right, guys, so this next fragrance, this is probably going to be the most unique fragrance on here, but also one of the best smelling fragrances I've ever smelled. Absolutely gorgeous, guys. Coming from the house of Marc-Antoine Barrois, this is Ganymede. Man, what an amazing fragrance this is, guys. So delicate, so powerful, so just different. Nothing else really smells like this, at least before this, guys. I mean, there are fragrances out now that, you know, have taken this DNA and kind of twisted it, but this was the originator, in my opinion, of this kind of, you know, citrus, mineral, you know, very suede, leathery kind of accord, guys. Opens up, it's got mandarin orange in the opening, but I've talked to several different people, even on, you know, Dan from, you know, Mr. Smelly. I said, man, do you get any kind of like green apple or tart apple vibe in the opening? And he agrees, and everyone that I've said has kind of agreed. So there's no apple note listed, but you almost get this apple-like accord in there, like a tart, juicy kind of apple. But then you get this beautiful, like earthy, minerally kind of hay vibe to it. But then it's got this smooth, silky, suede leather. Guys, this is an incredible fragrance. Kind of hard to describe, honestly, but definitely worth every penny, guys. Definitely recommend this, guys. Get a sample if you can. From the house of Marc-Antoine Barrois, this is Ganymede. All right, where's all my rose lover fragrance heads out there, guys? This is probably one of the best rose fragrances I've ever smelled, if not the best rose fragrance, coming from the house of Zaharoff, guys. This is Signature Rosé, and I mean, come on, this had to make the list, guys. Absolutely decadent fragrance here, guys. Absolutely gorgeous, stunning masterpiece, in my opinion, guys. This takes a rose fragrance and it makes it juicy and sweet. There's this, you know, not masculine vibe to it, but if there was ever, you know, a masculine rose fragrance, this would definitely be, you know, something that I would consider more on the masculine side. You know, it is very, very unisex. Don't get me wrong. It's rose. I mean, how masculine can rose get, right? Definitely unisex, but this does take a darker approach to, you know, a rose fragrance without getting that oud and, you know, that kind of jammy, you know, I don't want to say old lady, but old lady smelling, honestly, that some rose fragrances has. This does not have it. This is fresh. This is juicy. It's a deep, and I don't want to say dark, I guess deep is a good word for it, a deep, rich fragrance, guys. Absolute powerhouse of a fragrance, guys. This is sneaky strong. You know, I do go a little bit anosmic to it after about 2 hours or so. Can't really smell it, but I'm still pumping. People tell me all the time, man, you smell fantastic. The compliment factor is there, and it just smells like a beautiful, warm, sunshiny spring day, guys. From the house of Zaharoff, this is Rosé. All right, guys, so this next fragrance, this is one of the most elegant fragrances I've ever smelled. It's absolutely gorgeous. Can't get enough of this fragrance, guys. Coming from the house of Amouage, guys, you can see how much of a dent I put into this. This is Reflection, man. Now, this is not going to be for everyone. This is kind of polarizing in the fragrance community. But man, if you love it, you definitely love it. This is a gorgeous stunner of a fragrance, guys. Head turner of a fragrance. This is classy, elegant, sophisticated, but it's not like a gentleman, you know, barbershop fougere kind of style. This is just a very elegant, I guess delicate would be a good word. Delicate kind of a masculine fragrance. It's very rich and creamy and powdery. It's got this beautiful neroli in the opening, guys. Very floral white musk presence to this, guys. A little bit of a citrus in the top, but don't think like, you know, fruity or, you know, tropical or anything like that. But there's some citruses in the top to kind of give it just a bright aspect to it. This, guys, this is something that the scent trail lasts for miles and miles. This is something that I've had people, whenever I wear this across the street, you know, I see them kind of turn their heads and they look at me and it's like, are you wearing fragrance? And I'm like, yeah. And they say, dude, that smells fantastic. This is a compliment getting fragrance, in my opinion. I don't think there's actually been a time that I've worn this and haven't got a compliment, guys. Absolutely stunner of a fragrance. You need to get this in your collection. If you don't have it, I think this is a masterpiece, guys. From the house of Amouage, this is Reflection, man. All right, guys, just a couple more fragrances to go, but this next one is from one of my favorite houses. I was going to put another one in here, but I don't have a full bottle. I've had a couple testers of it. I'm going to get a full bottle. It's amazing. The fragrance I was talking about is Fox in the Flower Bed from Imaginary Authors, but the fragrance I'm putting in here from the house of Imaginary Authors, guys, this is Slow Explosions, and this is this is a unique fragrance. Nothing really quite smells like this, guys. So good, guys. So Imaginary Authors, one of my favorite houses when it comes to just creative perfuming, guys. So the notes listed on the back, you get saffron, rose absolute, leather, apple, benzoin, cashmere, and then the imaginary note is an Emporia Night Market. So you get this beautiful, bright, juicy apple in the opening, and then it's got this rose that kind of ties it in, gives it a little bit of a floral aspect, nothing crazy, but then this leather comes in it and just gives it just this masculine tone to it, and it is so amazing, guys. Cuts through, any kind of cooler spring day that you might have, or if it's a warmer spring day, that rose and apple combination is absolutely gorgeous. The saffron provides a bit of a sweet factor to it, so if it's super hot, it might be a bit thick, but guys, absolute monster of a fragrance, guys. 2 sprays and you are good to go. I've choked people out with this stuff because I sprayed too much on, guys. Monster projection, monster longevity. You guys need to get this in your collection. If you haven't tried it, guys, I highly recommend getting the sample pack from them. So worth the money, in my opinion, guys. Slow Explosions from Imaginary Authors. Had to make this list. If you've been a part of my channel for any length of time, you know that I'm a huge barbershop fragrance lover, so I could not include one, especially one of my all-time favorite fragrances. This is in my top 3 fragrances of all time. Absolutely love this stuff. Coming from the house of Naughton & Wilson, from our very own Dan. Go check him out, Mr. Smelly 77. But this is Gravitas Pour Homme, and there is a new version of this out, Gravitas Essential. Guys, can't wait to get my nose on that, so really excited for that. But today we're talking about this bad boy, and this is so good, guys. Absolutely phenomenal barbershop fragrance. So kind of takes that barbershop, DNA and gives it a bit of a modern twist. So you do get the beautiful creamy lavender in here, but you get this beautiful, bright, fresh citrus. There's orange blossom in the opening, and you get this vanilla, kind of gives it kind of a creamy facet to it. Kind of gives it a little bit of a sweetness, and then there is ambergris in here to kind of give it just a more of a deep aspect to it, I guess you could say. Nothing super crazy, but absolutely phenomenal fragrance, guys. If you haven't got your nose on this, definitely recommend it. Worth every single penny. If you guys like barbershop fragrances, but you do want kind of more of a modern twist to it, you don't want to smell, like something from the 1970s or 1980s, this is something to get your nose on, guys. Highly recommend this. One of my all-time favorite fragrances, guys. Beautiful barbershop, Gravitas Pour Homme. Had to make this list. All right, guys, so down to the last fragrance. Thank you so much for watching. And with this one, guys, I could have easily chose Aventus, but I wanted something just a little bit more bright, a little bit more fresh than the Aventus DNA, so I went with the Ventus Cologne. Guys, this is an amazing fragrance. Put a little bit of a dent into this, as you can see. Guys, so this takes that DNA from Aventus, and instead of the pineapple being the main factor, you get this orange in the opening. Orange, tangerine. It is just absolutely gorgeous, guys. So a little bit fresher of a take, not quite as dark and smoky as the original Aventus. So if that's something that kind of makes you deter from Aventus, definitely give this a shot, guys. Absolutely gorgeous fragrance. The power is there, guys. You're gonna get great longevity and great performance off of this. My wife actually prefers this one to the original Aventus DNA. I'm kind of indifferent. It just depends on the mood. This makes me think more of bright spring sunshiny days, whereas Aventus makes me think of more summertime. So that's why I chose this over that, but really they're interchangeable. But nonetheless, guys, Aventus Cologne, definitely recommend. Get you a sample of it, try it out, see what you think, because this is an expensive fragrance, but definitely worth the money in my opinion, guys. Creed's Aventus Cologne had to make the list. All right, guys, so that's going to do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Really do appreciate that. Again, if this was your first time here, welcome. We are now family. Be sure and hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch you on the next video. But guys, let me know down in the comment section, what'd you think of the list? Would any of these fragrances make your top 10 niche fragrance list? If not, let me know some of your favorites down in the comment section below. I'm going to catch you in the comment section. I'm also going to catch you on the next video. And remember, if you love it, wear it.